Morning, everybody. Right, kids, if you want to come down to the front, come and sit down the front here, because this bit is I'm going to be talking to you for a little while. So all the children, if you want to come and sit at the front. Now, last week, I went back to the church where I was brought up, in a little town called Daventry in Northamptonshire, in a Methodist church it was. And as I went in there, I saw a lot of familiar faces. They looked a little older, because I left there about 30-odd years ago now. But you know, the thing that surprised me was there was no small chairs. When I was growing up in the church, we had about 6 or 7 rows of very little tiny chairs where all the children used to be able to sit together. And I sat in there and I thought, where are all the chairs gone? They weren't there anymore. And that's because there's not many children that go there anymore. And that saddened me a little bit. And as the service went on and we sang lots and lots of hymns, you probably sing hymns in your assemblies and stuff, I thought, God, where have you gone? And I felt him tap me on the shoulder and sort of said, I'm right here. I haven't left. And if it wasn't for these people, and if it wasn't for this building, you wouldn't be where you are now. And so I remember a time when I was we called it junior church then, and we used to go out and we used to have fun, and we used to sing, and we used to do all sorts of really good, cool things. We used to get to make stuff, and it used to make me happy. And as we come into worship, I want you to be happy. Yeah? We might not feel like it sometimes. We might have had an argument with mummy or daddy before we left, or our brothers or sisters. We might have fallen over and scuffed our knee or something on the way. We might have had a really hard week at school and fallen out with some friends. But hopefully in the next 5 or 10 minutes as I talk to you, I'm going to give you some ideas to help you come into worship. And as we're all big kids, this is for everybody. So what's the primary thing? What's the first thing I have to think about? Well, worship's about God, isn't it? So here's a few questions to think about. What kind of sky did God make this morning? Did you look at the sky on the way in? Was it all grey and cloudy? What was it like? It was blue. And was the sun in the sky? And was the sun nice and made you feel all warm? So I thought about that and I thought, God made that. And I see it every day, and it looks different every day, but that's the sort of God that we serve. I was waking up this morning rather early, about 5 o'clock, with the sun streaming through into the room. And it wasn't quiet. Why? Because outside, all these birds are making an awful racket. But I thought, God designed them. God designed that song. God enables birds and stuff to make those sounds and sing. What a clever God. Do you ever wonder how many of the animals do sing? Is it just the birds? No, there's a few different animals that make various different sounds. And God's created all of that as well. Do you ever wonder what God's thinking about right now? He's fairly busy, isn't he? He has a lot to look after. And yet the crazy thing is, he knows all about you. It even says that he knows how many hairs are on your head. For me, it doesn't take him very long to count. But for some of you, he knows all of that. He knows you so, so well. So what I want you to do now, just close your eyes for a couple of minutes. And we are just going to talk to God. Because God likes to be talked to. And we're going to say to God, thank you for making that sky blue this morning. Thank you for making those birds sing and all the animals. Thank you for letting me come here this morning to be amongst my friends. Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for your wonderful creation. Thank you that you love me. Thank you that you know everything there is about me. Thank you that we can come together as friends And we can sing about you. Thank you for friends. God, what are you saying this morning? God, I want to learn something different about you today. God, I want a touch of your Holy Spirit that makes me supernatural. God, I want to make a difference when I go to school tomorrow. I want to make a difference in my house. I'm just going to give God a couple of minutes just to talk to us. God, I thank you that you talk to each one of us. And so one of the things we can try when we're on our way to church on a Sunday morning is, rather than just running in to get ready and play football and have a kickabout, talk to God on the way. Ask him. And God, what are you going to teach me today about you? What are you going to show me? Show me something different when I'm driving past in the car or I'm walking when the weather's nice. Show me something that's exciting. Let me see my best friend when I get there. Let this be a good, fun time. It's funny, isn't it? When we come, there's all sorts of things going on in our heads. And let me tell you, it gets no better when you grow up. You have even more thoughts that are going around in your head. I wonder how many people here today are thinking, as they've come in, I wonder if I set the timer for the Sunday roast today. I wonder what's going to go on at work tomorrow. I wonder what I need to do. I've got such a busy week ahead. And sometimes I think we can even forget that we're here for God. And so when I come in here, am I paying all my attention only to God? Or am I so engrossed in this little device here, she's playing a game, that I forget about him because I'm playing my game? Or maybe I'll bring a book and just be reading through a novel that I'm going through, and I'm missing out on hearing from him. So what sort of things do you think can distract you? Do you know what distract means? It means turn your attention away from. So what sort of things? Can you think of something? Yes, Oliver. Other people can sometimes be a distraction, that's right. So if you're looking at the songs and you want to join in and your friend keeps nudging you like this, saying, look at my match attacks, look at the match attacks, look at the match attacks, look at this new game. It can be a bit of a distraction sometimes, can't it? What other things? Somebody else think of one? Isaac, can you think of one? I think there can be lots of things. I think sometimes we can get in here and think, I wonder when it's kids' time. I want to get out of this. This bit's boring. Don't like the songs today. They're boring. You never think that, do you? Nah. I do sometimes. So, another way of helping you, what's that? What does it look like? A truck. What sort of truck? Recycling. Rubbish truck. And I think sometimes we have all these thoughts going around in our heads. All these worries. Yep. It's a talking rubbish truck. Very clever, isn't it? We have all these things that are in our heads. Sometimes we have worries. Sometimes we're scared of going to sleep at night. Sometimes we fall, as I said, fall over and trip over and hurt ourselves, and it's really painful. All of those difficult things that we're having in our heads. And I think God says to us, when we come into worship, we can bring all those bits, carry them all in, and say, right, I'm going to put them in the dumper truck. I'm going to chuck it all in there. And what does that feel like when we do that? It means we're all light, and we can be happy, and we can be released, and we can be free, and we can enjoy God. Do you think that's possible? We can actually enjoy him. And he wants to be enjoyed. Do you know that when he made you, he enjoyed making you? When you talk to him, he enjoys you talking to him. When we sing to him, he enjoys it. When we dance, he enjoys it. When we come all together, he really enjoys it. He really enjoys it. We're going to have a little bit of fun now. I'm going to get Owen and Ben to come to the front. You're going to enjoy this. Right. Owen, here is a lovely bottle of water. They've got a few crackers to eat. Off they go. Off you go, gentlemen. Enjoy your lovely meal. Do you think plain crackers are nice to eat? No. What happens if you don't have a drink? What happens? Oh, look at that. Owen's got the first one down. Keep on going. This is lovely, this is Mark's. Come on, a little bit quicker. So, what's different here? Why do you think the water helps? Are you feeling a little bit dry there, Ben? Pardon? He said, How you doing, Owen? Owen's doing good. We're going to leave them there for a few minutes. So usually we make this a race thing, but we're not going to today. Do you think, are you ready to quit yet? Okay, he's going to keep on going. This is from the Message, Matthew 5:6. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. His food and drink and the best meal you ever eat. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but I arrive here feeling really dry, a little bit. And I say to God, I'm feeling really dry. I'm really thirsty. Can't drink. And he gives you something to drink. And you feel good for a little bit, and then you go about your work and you forget about God again, and then suddenly you get really, really dry. They're having fun, aren't they? This pile's going down a little bit quicker. Or how about asking God to keep us watered all the time? Because like when I went to my church last week, and I sat there, and I said to God, where are you gone? And he goes, I'm right here. And we know that God is with us all the time. When we're awake, when we're asleep, when we're at school, even when we're in the toilet. God is always, always there. Typical singleton. You're doing all right. So, they're almost there. So what I want you to think about, children, this morning is saying to God all the time, keep me wet. Yeah? Keep me soaked. So that when I go into my class, when I go into school, when I see my friends, some of the good stuff that God's put in me can rub off on them and make a difference. Ben's doing remarkably well, actually. So sometimes when either me or maybe Richard or Dave gets up the front, we call it a time to worship, a call to worship. And what I want in future is for you not to feel left out. Don't think about, this is just for the grown-ups bit. But it's for you. And we all go together. And my favourite part of worship leading is when I see everybody wanting to go on the same journey. Everybody. That means from the smallest to the more distinguished. Politically correct. Hi, Sheila. Everybody. And so you've got a part to play. Are we going to almost have a winner? You've got a part to play. There goes the final cracker. Give them both a round of applause. Enjoy. No lunch for these two. No lunch required. So remember those key bits. When you come, how about chatting to God on the way? And then how about listening out to him to say, God, what are you saying this morning? And how about when you come in here, and Richard or Dave, whoever's leading the meeting, say, let's stand, let's worship. That's your part to play as well. And we can do that in lots and lots of different ways. Sometimes we dance. Sometimes we lift our hands. But the great bit is, because we've dumped all of our rubbish, all of those rubbishy thoughts, all of our problems into the dumper cart on the way in, we have a choice when we finish to either leave all the rubbish in there, and walk out completely free and released and feeling great about everything, or we can go and jump in and pull out the horrible, stinky rubbish and take it home with us again. And that's a choice. It's a choice for all of us. So as we come and enter in now, we're going to sing one song. And songs are just one way of worshipping God. They're not the only way. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at different ways in which we can worship God. But we're going to use one song, because I think songs sometimes help us. Help us to focus our minds, help us to think about how great God is. Lots of the songs that we do are focused on him. They talk about him. They talk about what he's like. They talk about what he's done. And those are the sort of songs that I love. And I also really like doing actions because it helps me use all of my body, not just my mouth, to worship him. So sometimes we feel a bit silly dancing, don't we? That's not cool. I'm not doing that. But how about for this morning, saying to God, let me use all of me. Let's use every part of my body. Let me use my hands and my feet and my voice. Let me not be distracted by my DS or my mobile phone or a book or anything else. And just give God 5 minutes of our time. Can you do that, you think? The band are there. We're going to sing the song. You know it, don't you? Blessed be the name of the Lord.